This video will give you answers to what is FINO Sherry and what is Manzanilla Sherry, and what starters you can do with these wines. So stay tuned. Hi, my name is Lars Holmberg, the creator of Vino Vibras, the place for wine lovers to get answers on Spanish wine and fortified wines. This will be the second video that I will do on sherry wines. The first one was introducing sherry wine as aperitifs. I gave you 3 recipes which you can easily do at home for your dinner party. This second video will introduce you to the starter. Which sherry to go to with the starter and what starter to pick. The third video will give you an idea on sherry for the middle course. The fourth video will give you the main course and a sherry. And the fifth and the last in this series will introduce you to sherry wine with the dessert. So hope you like it. Consider to hit the like button or subscribe to my channel. Thank you. For the starter, I decided to serve seafood. I prepared some king prawns, gambones in Spanish, but you could just easily have taken scallop, crabs, lobster, but today we will have the king prawns. And for that I have 2 sherries. The first one is this one, Haranera, from the Bodega de Lustau, from the town of Jerez de la Frontera, founded in 1896. You'll have a wine. The color is pale straw with a touch of greenish. The smell is toast, baked toast, almond, a slide of citrus. Taste is clear, crispy, but still fully developed, with a nice aftertaste of almond, bit of citrus as well. Very nice. The other one is a classic. It's a manzanilla called Manzanilla Pesada Solero en Rama. This is a wine from the Bodega Barbadillo in San Luca de Barrameda, and this is different in color. It's more amber. It is 8 years old manzanilla. If it was 4 years like the other one, you will have a more clear wine. The smell is very nice. You have the smell of almond again, chalk, dry flowers, and the taste is almond, but also hazelnut. Very nice, very smooth aftertaste of tonic water. Very good. So these are the ones that I will recommend you for the king prawns. And what you could say to your friends when you have the first sip of the wine is like this. After harvest of the Palomino Fino grapes, it will be pressed, and 2 weeks after fermentation you have the first young sherry wine, 12% of alcohol. Then you fortify it to 15. You keep it for 6 to 12 months in barrels. These barrels is called butts in sherry, So what you do, you pour the sherry into the big pots, 500 liters, but make sure that you have space between the walls of the pot and the surface of the wine, because this is where the magic is happening. They will start to develop a guise called velo de flor that will cover the whole surface of the wine. Oxygen will not be able to penetrate into the wine, so you have this very clear, bright wine. At the same time, the guise will start to eat of the sugar in the wine, so you have this bone-dry wine. After 7-8 years, the guise will die because it doesn't have any more sugar to live from. And this is why you don't get FINO or MANZANILLA older than 7-8 years old. The winemaker will, after 6 to 12 months, look at the barrel to make sure that you still have the flor, and then he will take the wine and put it in the Oloroso system, the system for aging sherry wines. A Oloroso system are pots on top of each other. The top row is called soprabate, the lower one is called criaderas, and the lowest pots known as solera, and are used for filling the bottles. The ones on the top are refilling the lower ones. That way sherry is a fractional blend of many years of harvest. A Oloroso system can be between 150 and 200 years old. So you can actually have a fraction of just as old wine when you drink a sherry.
51, I believe.
There is no year for sherry, 007.
I was referring to the original vintage on which the sherry is based, sir.
The number of criaderas, the percentages of wine that you take out of the pots, how often you do it, also give you the average age of the sherry that you drink. After bottling, you have to clarify and filter the sherry. So you have sherry like this, clear, bright sherries. But if you have enrama sherries like this one, which is a bit darker, it's actually non-filtered sherry. So it's more like sherry from the past. You have sherry directly from the pots put into the bottles. This was done first in 1999 by Aperitif, but ever since all major bodegas have now enrama sherries, and it had helped to increase the sales of sherry. So which sherry do you prefer? If you like Chablis, Sancerre, you definitely like these wines. They are more full-bodied when you taste it, so often you only need one glass, maybe. But try it for your next starters. Until then, please consider a starter of king prawns with one of the two sherries that I mentioned, and I'll say bon provecho and see you again.